for a piece of mind. I've been trying to redefine life. I can see the signs, world is going to see me shine. Fighting for my soul's sake, whipping fast, no brakes. Nothing's ever been a waste. Now that I've been wide awake, Luke's trying to pull me back in. I was stuck for a minute and forgot the passion. Since the lights turned on, it's been camera action, and you start to see it all like a chain reaction. Watch it happen, yeah. Swear that I'ma find my way. Past been gone, I'ma watch it all fade. Whoa, guess I'm going in my head from everybody's problems. Oh, guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and it's on my soul. Guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and that's on my soul. Time's moving, I've been losing track of where I've been. Had to quiet all the voices living in my head. I see the riches of the world, I'm not impressed. Know that I'm far from perfect, but trying my best. Looking up to the sky, feeling grateful. Boy, I had to walk away from the fake road. Can't believe I'm still here on my way to find out the truth. Swear that I'ma find my way. Past been gone, I'ma watch it all fade. Whoa, guess I'm going in my head from everybody's problems. Oh, guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and it's on my.
And we are live, chat, bro. Was good? Was good? Was good? Was good with y'all? Yo, I know I tried to do this earlier this week. I tried doing this earlier this week, bro, and I was going to, but unfortunately was not able to. But we are officially here. Not much, still gaining my energy from attending Raw this past Monday in Chicago. Hey, I know, Alex, I hope you had an amazing, amazing time going to Monday Night Raw. It looked like it was pretty much a lot of fans there. It looked like the energy was there for sure. I mean, you got to see a title change hands. Well, actually, two titles change hands, if that, with the World Tag Team titles and the WWE Championship. I mean, you can't complain when you think about it from that aspect for sure. I mean, I've been to plenty of Raws, and I don't think I ever got to see a title change hands at all. So that is all that. That's fun. That's fun. Yo, what's good, David? What's good? What's good? What's good with y'all? Hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing day so far. Um, and everything like that. But yeah. So, um this is going to be a different stream, you guys, cuz pretty much usually what usually happens in a lot of these streams, I end up um having different things that are going to take place. I usually have different things that will take place, right? Um but yeah, the end of the show was freaking amazing. Absolutely. Seeing that was really cool to see CM Punk win the WWE Championship. They are just they're copy and pasting Theory and Maxine, Dom and Liv. I think a lot of people were saying that same sentiment for sure. Now I feel bad for Sammy because he just held the title for 9 days. I kind of do feel bad for Sammy just for the simple fact he did hold it for 9 days, but I always think he could potentially get it back at some point if they actually tell a really compelling story, which, I mean, they have the opportunity to do so. The question is, will they? Is the real question. To be fair, Sammy, I think, goes back to Bloodline. I could see him going back to Bloodline. To be fair, now I don't know if he will. But yeah. But on this stream, you guys, we're gonna be reacting to different things. We're gonna probably do a try not to laugh. We might do like some type of Discovery Channel type reaction. We might react to some horror as well. We're probably gonna be here for about an hour to 2 hours roughly. And then we'll probably do more streams like this where I'll be spending maybe like an hour, 2 hours with you guys, and everything like that. So we'll be here for a little bit. We'll be here for a little bit. As soon as Gunther took out Cody, I knew it was going to be Punk as his replacement. Facts. I think a lot of people had that same sentiment where he was going to do that. Because I think a lot of people felt that way. A lot of people felt that way, to be fair. So, we'll see. So, yeah. But we are going to react to some stuff, you guys. So, Leo is still in love with Liv. Okay. She's taken, and I'm not mad at it by any means. I'm just gonna find mines and that's simple. That's all that I can really say for to be fair. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be sitting here and mad about XYZ. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be mad about it. It is what it is. So we're gonna be reacting to the first thing, you guys. You guys let me. Hey, we're gonna do a try not to laugh. So Alex, David, if anybody else that comes into the chat, hey, we're gonna be reacting to Haha Davis Jail Compilation Part 1. This is, I think the other ones had like different things that were going on with it. So we'll react to this one. If I'm able to find a part 2, maybe we'll do that in a different stream, maybe. But we are going to do a try not to laugh, y'all. So if you guys let me know, if you guys are, we're gonna do this try not to laugh together. You know what I mean? Me, Alex, David, anybody else in the chat, we're gonna do this together. So let's not waste any more time, you guys. Let me know if y'all can hear everything just fine. But we gonna react to this. We finna have fun. Okay, let's get some laughs. Alright, bet. So we finna react to this, bro. We finna react to this. Maybe I'm going to fail. Alex says I'm going to fail fast. I'm going to try my hardest not to fail. Because the thing about me, I like to laugh a lot, to be fair. Especially when I be like going through stuff. My cure to everything is just laughing. So we're going to get into this. We're not going to waste no more time, chat. We finna turn up, bro. We finna tee up. We finna tee up.
I'm finna do my 5 years to get up out of here. This 5 years is gonna be a breeze. Okay, got a toilet right there.
All right, big fella, why don't you toot that ass up on that bed?
Hey, my man, I just came to do my time. I ain't with none of that.
Looking like a peanut butter Reese cup, and I need a piece.
Bro, I don't know what you see, but I just came to do my time.
You gonna do your time while getting hit from behind. Now toot that ass up.
Bro, you tripping. I'm not with none of it. I just came to do my time. But I'm gonna go ahead and sweep this
Jail
up.
you stand for jamming your ass while you in lockup,
Oh,
big
now
fella.
you tripping. Guard!
And I'm on hard.
Guard!
On hard.
Guard!
On hard. Get naked before I come over there and take it.
Bro, what is wrong with you?
I'm not gonna
That's
fail,
the time
bro.
to be
I'm
all
not
over
gonna
your
fail,
ass.
bro.
You some type of freak or something? Guard!
I'm for the guard, but I'm still on hard.
Guard!
Arch your back up and toot that ass
Guard!
with your whole ass.
Okay, first night sleeping
Okay,
in jail.
I almost failed in the first 57 seconds, and this is a 15-minute video, chat. This is a 15-minute video. Hopefully, I am able to get through this.
Finna be a breeze.
Whatever you're trying to do, oh well, get in your cell. It's time for bed. Lights out. Hey, big fella, scoot over.
Hold on, what's
Toot
that?
that ass up.
Lights!
Scoot over.
But what you on? What you doing at the bottom of my bed?
I need some head, big fella. Now get down here.
Go.
You looking like a peeled orange. Come
Bro, I
here.
know I got 10, but I ain't come to sleep with no men.
And my name ain't Ben. Bend over,
my
big
clothes, get
fella.
off.
I took them off. Now take the rest of the onesie off.
Guard.
Keep calling for the guard, but my name is Bernard.
Bro, I don't know what's going on in your head,
I know what you finna do with your head.
but I ain't going for that.
Hold on to the top bunk and toot that ass up.
Listen, bro, I'm just trying to get me some sleep before it's time to eat.
Only thing you gonna eat is this meat, big fella.
No.
Rock hard.
Oh, you a freak.
Get under these seats.
Guard.
Bad for you stand for about to go extra deep.
Finna
Now
get
get
out
down here.
Guard.
This my cell and I need a piece of that table.
Guard.
Oh, this the yard?
Bro, please. Okay, does this count? What I just did, does that count as a laugh? Did I fail, chat? Would you please tell me that doesn't count as a fail? Cause I hope that doesn't count as a fail, chat. I hope that does not count as a fail. Would y'all count that as a fail, chat? In y'all's words, do y'all count that as a fail? Hey, Alex said no bread, no water, just meat. Okay, he said it doesn't count as a laugh. Okay. I was just trying to make sure, chat, because I was about to say, please don't tell me that counts as a laugh, because, like, bro, we only 2 minutes in, not even 2 minutes in, and I already failed, bro. I would have been mad.
Yeah, first day on the yard. This finna be a breeze. Big fella, why you on the yard? I am still on hard. Get back in that cell so I can get you hell.
I ain't coming for all that.
Toot that ass up.
Listen, I just came out here to lift weight on the yard.
You came to get strong, but I'm on loan. This is simple of me rushing up your ass.
Hey,
big
listen,
fella.
I don't know what's going through your head, but I ain't coming for all that.
Get your little ass over here. Here go another ball. Get used to holding them. Come grab him. Get him.
Bro, nah, fam. Bro, no.
Hey, yo, what the
bro said, bro said, oh my God. He said, take this ball, get used to holding them. Fam. This man's finna get violated, bro. Bro finna get violated, fam.
Over here. Oh, you horny, huh? My name is George. Now take up all that horn. I ain't coming for all that. Shoot that ass up. Call for the guard, but you about to get naked on this yard. Listen, I ain't gonna make it over there. I'm on the yard. You stand for yelling while up in your ass, receiving DD. Oh, this nigga tripping. I'm good. I don't need the crutch. You gonna need them crutches when I'm down with you, big fella. You gonna be walking like a flamingo. But what you on? I just want to lift. You can lift that ass. Go. Okay, finally a rapper in jail. This finna be a breeze. Oh. Hey, bro, let me spit some of this for you. No, let me spit some of this for you. Oh, you got some bars? Let me hear you. Yeah. Listen to me. Try to get some of this cash. Watch Jam to be your ass. Oh, that ain't no rhyme. Take that caution tape and put it up. It's about to get deadly in here. I ain't coming for all that. Those wasn't rhymes. It's time to get hit from behind. Call for the guard, but I am on lawn. Toot that ass up. Take your pen and write Ben. Forbid that ass up. Why you getting that? You looking like an open piece of chocolate. And I'm finna come take off the rest of the rappers. I ain't coming for all that. I'm about to play hide and seek with your ass. So ready or not, here I come. Toot that ass up. This nigga hard. Call for the guard, but your new name is Retard. Cause I'm finna go stupid with the fight. Toot that ass up. Oh! Wanted to rap? Oh! Now get that ass up. Come here. Okay, finally got that top.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Bro finna get violated, bro. Yo, bro. I told him not to take his shirt off, bro. I knew as soon as he took his shirt off, something weird was about to happen, bro. And just lo and behold, something did. That's right. Bro about to get his cheeks ran through, fam.
Oh, this finna be a breeze. Only top is gonna be is you giving me head. No, we gotta flip a coin for that. Flip a coin, but I'm still gonna be on board. I'm rock hard. It's heads. Okay, it's heads. Now it's time to get me head. Get on top of that bitch. I thought I got the top up. You looking like an open Oreo and I'm ready to dip you in some milk. No, we just gonna flip again. I am horny. It's tail. I want your tail. Toot that ass up. Guard. And this cell is 4 walls, and from wall to wall, I want you to play with these balls. You tripping. I am a plumber. Come get this pipe. Oh, you a freakalicious. You small, but this thing is tall. Freakalicious. And you gonna be delicious. Only thing you better guard is that ass. Accordion. Keep your hand right there. About me new sound. That's the sound of me popping over your ass.
Damn, bro. I just failed, bro. Damn it. Damn, bro. Come on, bro. We 4 minutes in, bro, and I failed. God. Oh, man. I'm thinking I was gonna go this whole video unscathed, bro, and nah, bro. Bro, come on, bro. Fam. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Bro get violated in more ways than one, man.
I've been here since I was 16, and it's time for you to ride this jelly bean like a dope fiend. Toot that ass up. Who made you like that? You just so black, and I'm trying to hit it from the back. I'm hard as concrete, now come get this meat. First time getting in a fight, this finna be a breeze. What you want to do, my man? I just came to make sure that ass all right. Oh, no, I thought you wanted to fight. No, I want to lay this pipe. All right. You just so damn fine, and I need you to be mine. You looking like a burnt carrot, and I ain't had no vegetables all day. I ain't coming for all that. Shut up, bitch, and take this rubber and get ready for supper. Ain't nobody doing no fucking. Well, get to sucking. We ain't. You came to fight? God. I came to see if that ass was tight. You gonna need this, big fella. So you can scoop my balls up off the floor because they hang low. Oh, this nigga tripping. I'm down here in the trenches with 14 inches. I came here to throw these hands. Take these too, big fella. You gonna need these too. Okay, maybe you do want to fight. Let's get it. That's a love glove. Cause I'm finished.
Bro, imagine, for X, if I did have to do a punishment. But maybe next time I do a stream, maybe it's like every time I laugh, I gotta take, like I gotta get like a spoon and then put hot sauce on it, and every time I laugh, I have to do that.
it up your ass, big fella. Oh, you stupid, huh? Just shut up and bend your dumb ass over, bitch. Oh, you freaky. Hit a little dance. That's gonna get me out my pants. I'm gonna be dancing for you. Go. This ain't no myth. I'm on myth. Okay, first day I'm taking a shower in jail. This finna be a breeze.
I'm already knowing.
Toot that ass all the way up, big fella. What you on? What I'm on hard. Well, I'm just trying to take a shower. You can take a shower after you toot that ass up for an hour. Well, you done dropped the soap. Now you finna take this stroke.
God damn. This nigga here, bro. Bro. It's over, bro. This man dropped the soap. It's over. It's over. Get RIPs in the chat for this man. This man's finna get violated.
Oh, I gotta pick up this soap. You looking like a whole Milky Way, big fella, and I'm finna have my way with you, big fella. Tripping. Guard. Call for the guard, but I'm finna be your lifeguard. Scoot over in that shower, big fella. Guard. Toot that ass up, big fella. Make room in that shower, big fella. I don't know what you on, but I ain't coming for it. Bend over, bitch. I'm just trying to wash my ass. I got 20 to life. And you gonna be my wife, big fella. And you super chocolate, come around this rocket shit, big fella. Call for the guard, but I still will be rock hard, big fella.
No.
Quit doing all that flipping and sliding and get ready to start riding, big fella. That's the sound of me smacking that ass, big fella. Keep swinging like a monkey, then come ride this donkey, big fella. I ain't supposed to be here. Sit your ass down. Man, I ain't supposed to be here. Sit your stupid ass down.
Yo.
Pops, so what the hell you in here for? Pops, I stole a pair of drawers. That food you cooked last night had me sitting on myself. Stealing drawers? You should have just shitted on yourself. Pops, I need you to put some money on my books. Put some money on your books. How the fuck do I look? You gonna be in this, bitch. Toot that ass up. Pops, do you hear him? He think I'm his little girlfriend or something. Come get him, Jerome. See, Jerome coming to get Pops, get me out of here. If you drop that soap, you gonna be dependent on hope until he don't run up in that ass. See, you tripping.
Bro, Sam, imagine you got a dad that come visit you in jail and he's making jokes like this, bro. He making sexual jokes that you finna be somebody's snicker, bro. If you know what I mean. I'm gonna have to speak in codes, bro. He making jokes about you being somebody's snicker, fam. Absolutely not, Basketball Phenom 313. Absolutely not. Hell no.
Guard. Oh, he a regular cop. You need 20 to life. I need you to get me out of here now. Damn it, you only got 48 hours. They gave who 48 hours? You, dumbass. That's 16 months. This boy's a motherfucking dummy. They should give you 20 years. You know what? Take me back to my safe. Used to be my son. Now you getting hit with his gun. I'm gone. First time getting a phone call in jail, this finna be a breeze. Get off that phone and toot that ass up. Hold on, fam. What you want? I'm trying to take this call. Take that call while you play with my balls. Oh, you trying to use the phone. God, you gonna be a paraplegic. I'm trying to break your back. I ain't coming for all that. I just came to take you. Gonna be on that phone singing sad songs while I'm behind you alone. Oh, you freaky and you got conversation. God. You need to dial 586. Come take this stick. Toot that ass up. I'm gonna let you make a call, but you ain't getting no motherfucking draws. You tripping. Whoever on that phone can listen to you moan. You about to get did wrong. Listen. I don't know who made you like that, but I'm just trying to take this call. With these balls in your jaw. God. Look a sweetie, and I'm trying to get diabetes, big fella. I'm just trying to use the phone. Big fella, you ugly as fuck, but you can still come ride this monster truck. Well, you ain't had none or had a phone call in a minute. God. That's the sound of me knee deep in them cheeks, big fella. But not on the other end. Not bending that ass over. Come get my mail. Get your mail. You got a letter for me? Okay, first time getting a letter in jail. This finna be a breeze. What's up, baby? This is Bernard, and I am still on hard. When I get out this hole, I'm coming for that booty hole. Oh, we tripping. Guard! If you was a chicken, all I would want is them thighs, and to look at them eyes and tell you to toot that ass up. I ain't never seen him talk like this. Guard! You ate chocolate? Rocket ship. You brought me the wrong letter. You be looking like a steak. I'm trying to get up in that ass and never take a break. Talking out of control. I got about a week before I can come make you weak and put you to sleep. He came right. Guard! You the peanut butter and I'm the jelly and bread. And when I get back, I need some head. We acting different. You my buttercup and I'm gonna need you to toot that ass up. Guard! You my little freak. Make him right like this. I would've wrote more sentences, but I'm gonna spread my love with these instances. Toot that ass up! I'm straight on that. Your cellmate is dead. Now take it back downtown. I brought the jelly. Now lay on
my first time telling on somebody, the rest of my time finna be a...
His cellmate came back. His cellmate came back. I would hate to be in this situation. I think a lot of people would be I wouldn't want to be in this position at all. I'm going to Monday Night Raw this coming week. Hey, hope you have an amazing time, man. Hopefully you have an amazing time and it looks like it's gonna be an amazing show potentially. Alex, did you jump for joy for CM Punk winning the title? Oh, you know Alex did. You know he did. You know my boy did. I can't blame him. I would be too.
A breeze.
Since you want to snitch, I'm gonna make you my bitch.
Hold on.
Toot that ass
I
up.
know what you been through, but I ain't coming for all that.
You looking like an almond joy, and your new name finna be Baby Boy.
God.
Smoke your last cigarette before I be in there. Toot that ass
Who
up.
made you like that?
Big fella, don't bore me. I'm horny.
You ain't going for no games. God.
Since you like to play games, I'm finna play with that ass.
Oh, I ain't worthy to be in here.
Since you don't get life, I'm gonna make you my wife.
Hold on.
Just for the
This
night.
ain't you.
I'm hard as I can get.
This
so
ain't
you
you.
finna do hard time. Come
God.
spit that ass.
That's the
up.
sound you finna be making. Foolish, you ain't going for no games.
Since you wanna write statements, it's time to go to the basement.
God.
Big fella, you looking like a cantaloupe.
Somebody come get
So
me.
come get this antidote.
God.
I'm finna put you straight to sleep.
Oh, you ain't had nothing in a minute.
Go for the guard.
Okay.
You gonna leave out of here
God.
hard while I'm on hard, and you
I ain't
hold
going
them
for
to
that.
the ball.
God.
Shoot that ass. Rise and shine. It's time to wash your behind.
Okay, first day waking up in jail.
Oh, Lord.
This finna be a breeze.
I see you woke up on hard. Now come get some of
Hold
Bernard.
on, that's that morning wood. You got me misunderstood.
Only thing between these walls is me and your jaws.
They got into you.
I don't know what you going through, but you finna be my boo.
Guard.
I'm on little, but I need you to come ride this skittle.
Oh, you nasty, nasty.
You looking like a burnt piece of bacon, and you up for taking.
Listen, it's breakfast time. I'm just trying to go eat.
Only thing you gonna eat is this sausage link.
God.
Listen, big fella, take this lotion, cause I'm trying to slide in slow motion. You looking like a black and orange pumpkin, so stop all
Listen,
that
I'm not
front.
with none of that.
Toot that ass up. Grab this pole, cause I'm finna run in your booty hole.
No.
Hold on to that pipe, cause it's finna be a long night.
God.
Toot that ass up.
You acting different.
Your new name finna be Dominique.
Who made
Now
you
bring
like
me them
that?
booty cheeks.
God.
I'm a freak.
God.
Toot that ass up. till I'm
Bro, it's over with for this, bro. It's over for this man, bro. This man finna get violated, bro. And it's the first at the top of the morning too. At that point.
weak.
Okay, first time getting saved in jail. This finna be a breeze. See, I got right with God. These four walls don't.
Get on your knees. You finna be begging God,
Oh,
please.
you tweaking.
God block your blessing. Toot that ass up. Let me teach you a
You a
lesson.
man of God and you freak.
I'm gonna treat you like an angel and hit that ass from every angle.
God.
It's time to go against the odds and take this ride.
Bruh.
Toot that ass up.
I'm walking with God. Ain't nobody giving me no ride.
It's time. I'm finna hit you from 7 to 11 and send you straight to heaven. Toot that ass up.
Hey, knock it off.
You looking like a pecan pie, and I'm finna hit it till you die.
God.
Put down that Bible, and come ride this stick like a unicycle. Toot that ass
Listen, I
up.
just came to pray for
Thou shalt allow me to run up in it like a snowplow.
Never seen you act like this.
Bring me the...
He's praying for the. His cellmate is praying for this, bro. I mean, Drew McIntyre prayed to beat CM Punk and it happened, but his cellmate's praying for something else. Oh Lord. I wonder if Cooper Flag likes WWE. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't know. You never know.
that ass.
God.
It's a sale, and I'm finna give you hell.
Oh, you acting funny.
How do you want it? Come jump up on it.
God.
Toot that ass up.
He acting totally different.
Bring me what's mine and
God.
ride this stick like a
I'm
porcupine.
trying to put something. Okay, first time taking this shit in jail. This finna be a breeze. There's some of this tissue. Fuck, I ain't got no tissue.
Hey, big fella, you just got off that toilet. Don't spoil it. Come toot that ass
Hey,
up.
listen, fam. I ain't coming
You just
for
did
all
number
that.
2. Let me wipe your ass for you,
I
boo.
got my fresh meat wipes. I'm all
Just
right.
what I like. Fresh meat, let me make you weak.
You sadly mistaken. That's the name of the wife.
And my name is Bernard Pipes. Come at this bike with no hands or handlebars. You a chocolate dove, and I'm trying to show you love.
I ain't never ever seen you act like this.
You got masculine wipes, and I'm finna wipe that muscle out that ass, big fella.
Freaky and you like doodle. Listen, I ain't coming for all that. I just came to wipe my ass. And
You
wipe my
trying to
hands.
get clean, but I'm finna hit you with this green bean and put it in your spleen.
Totally different.
Just bring me that ass.
God! You know what? I'm gonna take my toilet.
Damn.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Oh, hell no.
I'm gonna go and
I
get
know
out
you
of here
covered in
so soon.
doodle, but you about to be hollering ooh-ooh after I hit you with this voodoo. You better grab them wipes. You better be shitting all night.
Hey, first time being a football player in jail, this finna be a breeze. Let's get out here to this field.
Big fella, come lay down and don't make a
Hey
sound.
fam, what done got into you?
Toot that ass up, bitch.
God.
Getting late, come take this rattlesnake.
Well, you freaky and you know sports. God!
You looking like a blueberry muffin? Now come take this stuffing.
Who made you like
Hang up your football career and come ride this reindeer.
Your hormones kicking in, huh?
Since you want to play running back, I'm finna run up in it from the back.
God.
I am horny.
Listen, I'm just trying to play football so I can reduce my time.
Well, big fella, you can play wide receiver and open up wide
God.
and catch this stick. Get over here.
Listen, I can't play football. I ain't coming to play with nobody. Boy,
You looking like a blueberry Pop-Tart,
God.
and I need you to spread them cheeks apart.
acting totally different.
I'm gonna be the coach, and you better not run like no rope.
God.
Come toot that ass
You
up.
know what? I'm going to play football no more.
Big fella, you not gonna do nothing but ride that bitch, and I need a pinch of that ass, big fella. You dressed like a Dallas Cowboy, but you wanna be my boy toy. Get that ass over here.
Gotta get clean.
Oh
Right here.
Big fella, don't look up, just toot that ass up.
Listen, I know what it look like, but this ain't gonna be
You
it.
wanted to drop the dub, and I'm finna show you love, bitch.
God.
You looking like a peppermint patty, and I'm finna be your daddy. Toot that ass up.
Like, totally different.
Bring me that ass.
Well, you like boys. God!
You covered in soap, and I'm finna give you this cantaloupe blow. Toot that ass up.
Oh, you horny. I can tell.
Soap for you stand for sticking dick on your ass, pussy.
God!
You looking like cookies and cream, and I'm finna give you this ding ding.
You got a sweet tooth, but I ain't gonna be skinny.
Bring me that chocolate ass.
Listen, I just hope you let me pick up this soap.
I'm finna get hit with this stroke, big fella.
God!
You looking like a chocolate snowman, and I'm finna deliver this dick. I'm the mailman.
Listen, I ain't
Time to
coming
get
for
down
it.
and dirty
God!
for the next 30.
Oh, bro. Fam. We got through it, bro.
Imagine
we
being-
got it through this, bro. We got through it. Bruh. Bro. I don't think we was gonna get through it like that. I actually thought I was gonna be able to make the whole video without actually failing. I failed in like the first 5 minutes. Like, oh brother. Oh my gosh. But bro, there's no way. But we finna react to another video. Let me see. We're gonna do some Mr. Ballin. I don't know if y'all have heard of him before, but he does like really good content too when it comes to just like like mystery-esque stuff like that. Now this was one that I keep getting that keeps coming across my feed that I want to react to. That we're gonna react to this one. I don't know if you guys
Today's
seen this
story
one.
is a
I don't know if y'all seen this one. Have y'all seen this one before? From Mr. Ballin. This one came out like 4 years ago, so I know I'm extremely late. But a lot of stuff I don't even get recommended when it firstly drops or anything. Like this is new. I think I've heard of him. Okay, so this might be relatively new then, if that's the case, because um, I know of him. I don't know too much like the next person. So this is gonna be relatively new. I think I saw it once or twice. You seen this specific video or what? Or was it a different video? Was it this specific video, Alex, or was it a different one? Australia is, yeah, that's a long flight, bro. Especially if you're going from the States for sure. Remember like that one time they had did I think it was Elimination Chamber. It was 2024. 2024. I remember they went to Australia for Elimination Chamber. It was like 4 in the morning. Different video, same person. Okay. So we gonna react to this, you guys. So we gonna see why we're gonna see what this is all about. It says never swim in this Australian river. Now, I've never been to Australia. I mean, I don't plan to. I I've heard bad things about Australia, so maybe this might be he might talk about one of the situations. So let's see.
Today's story is about a real-life nightmare that occurred on a thin stretch of black water in northern Australia. This particular story has inspired 2 fairly popular horror movies from 2007. They are Blackwater and Rogue. But before we get into today's story, if you're a
Now,
fan of the strange, dark, and
Blackwater before. I know that movie. I have seen that movie before. Blackwater I've seen. Rogue I don't think I have. I might have to look at that when I hop off stream. I might have to check that movie out. He says both this whole story that he's talking about is based off those movies, so maybe I'll have to check that out.
Mysterious delivered in story format, then you come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload 1 or 2 times every week. So if that's of interest to you, the next time the like button asks for a snack, offer to get them one, and then proceed to heat up a cup o' noodles in the microwave for about 77 minutes, and then serve it to them in a flimsy paper cup. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's story. At 11:40 a.m. on December 21st, 2003, 3 young men who were longtime childhood friends hopped in a truck and began traveling south. They were 22-year-old Brett Mann and 19-year-olds Sean
If it's on Tubi, then I'll definitely look at it then. Because I have Tubi, and that's kind of like how I watch like a lot of the movies that I do have based off of everything. I do have that. So I might have to check that out for sure then.
Lowers and Ashley McGuff. They lived in a coastal city called Darwin, which is actually the capital of the Northern Territory in Australia. The Northern Territory, also known as the Top End, is located in the central north of the continent. It is 6 times larger than the UK, but has 280 times less people living in it. Specifically, the UK is home to roughly 70 million people, whereas the Top End is home to only 250,000 people, and half of them live in Darwin. There are many reasons why the Top End is so underpopulated, ranging from politics to poor infrastructure, but the most obvious reason that so few people choose to live in this part of Australia is because it is wildly rugged and dangerous. It is scorchingly hot year-round, and the weather in general is just unbelievably unpredictable and violent. And as the old saying goes, all the animals there are trying to kill you and each other. But Brett, Sean, and Ashley had...
You heard what he said? You got animals that's trying to kill you and each other. They don't care. So pretty much you got a bunch of animals that have Black Air Force energy. Is pretty much what he's saying. That's crazy. That's just nah, bro. You probably got kangaroos that's trying to fight you. I hear the wasp is terrible out there. It's nothing compared to what we have here. No, honestly, it's nothing compared to what they have out there, actually.
grown up in Darwin, and so they were accustomed to the hazards of living in the top end, and so they weren't really concerned about them. What they were concerned with was finding things to do and not getting bored in the city. That particular day, in order to ward off boredom, the trio had decided they would head out to a salt flat that was located about 50 miles to the southwest of Darwin. It was this wide open plain that they could just race around on their quad bikes on. And so they loaded these quad bikes into their trailer, attached it to their truck, they hopped in their truck, and at 11:40 a.m., they started heading south out of Darwin. The first road they were on was this fairly desolate dirt road that wound around through the wilderness, and it passed by the iconic eucalyptus trees that are very well known in Australia. It passed by palm trees and giant termite mounds. And after driving on this dirt road for about 30 minutes, the trio passed by the Tumbling Waters Holiday Park, which is a vacation resort for adventurous families.
So it's a 50-50. You can die or you will be saved and the other ones will fight each other. Now it's 50-50, but that 50 is a lot more against you than it is for you. That's all I'm gonna say.
And then beyond this park, there really was no more civilization. They were headed right into the outback of Australia. And so this was kind of like the last mark of civilization. And so the trio, they drive for another 30 minutes past the park. And at some point, all of the trees on either side of the road start getting more and more dense until they begin kind of encroaching over the road, as if it looks like you're driving directly through the heart of a jungle. And they would have recognized this change in scenery as meaning they were nearing the Finnis River, which was off to their right beyond all of the trees. So they couldn't see it, but they knew they were close. And the Finnis River was not a huge waterway. It was a 30-mile stretch that ran east to west through the top end. And what it was known for was being very brackish and dark. You could not see into this water more than maybe an inch or two. So it almost appeared black. And so the trio continued driving along through this kind of jungle atmosphere until the left side of the road began to thin out again. And then it eventually revealed the salt flats up to their left. And so at that point, the trio pulled off on the right side of the road where the vegetation was still very thick. And then the trio hopped out of the truck, they went around to their trailer, they dropped the gate, and one by one, they pulled their quad bikes off, and then each of them hopped on and drove out onto the flats. That day, the flats were actually very muddy because it had recently rained really heavy in that area. And so the trio spent just as much time racing each other on the flats as they did trying to drive close to each other and spray mud on each other. And so for hours, they were out there having a great time. And then at 4:30 p.m., they decided it was time to call it a day. And so they drove back over to the truck. They drove their quad bikes up onto the trailer. They locked it. And then they were about to get into the truck to head back home when one of them suggested, hey, let's head down to the water and rinse our clothes off and get all this mud off of us. Now, you need to understand, in the top end, the place you want to spend the least amount of time in is the water. People in the top end assume that in any natural water body that is not clearly designated as a swimming area.
I don't know about y'all. I'm the type of person, if I see a big body of water, I don't care if it's a lake, I don't care if it's a river, a swamp, I'm not going in it. I'm not. I don't. I'm just not going to do it. Because I already have the thought in the back of my mind that there's something in there that I don't want to come across. I don't want to come face to face with in any way, shape, or form. And the moment I do, I'm gone. So there's no way I'm going in a river, swamp, lake, anything. I could be with a group of friends. I'm not going in it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not finna be somebody's appetizer or meal, bro. Cause, you're not finna get me. Nope.
Has at least one animal lurking in it that will kill you. This is a literal precaution people in the top end take. And so this section of the Finnis River that these three friends were thinking about going and jumping into and washing off inside of, this was not a clearly designated swimming area, and so it should be avoided. But you need to remember, these three guys, they grew up in the top end. They were used to living in this kind of wild area.
Mind you, they be having like it's not like where if you be in these waters you could see what's happening. No, you can't. A lot of times the water it be so like muddy and like brown or whatever the case may be, you can't see anything. You can't even see an inch or two below the surface, which is even more dangerous than you would think. Because it's like you can't see anything unless it's attacking you and if it's making itself known. If it's not like right there face to face with you, you're not gonna see it. So that's an even more dangerous situation to find yourself in. It's already dangerous enough to be in the water, but especially if you're in a part where it's murky and you can't see anything, that's not a position anybody wants to find themselves in because then it makes it easier for an animal to be lurking underneath and you will be easy prey just because you won't be able to see it coming.
Area, and they'd also come to the salt flats so many times over the years, and they had jumped into the Finnis River before to wash off and go swimming, and nothing had ever happened. And so really the idea that the Finnis River could be dangerous to them, it didn't really cross their mind. They felt like, you know what, we've been there, done that, nothing's going to happen to us. And so they left the truck and walked away from the salt flats into this mangrove forest that's only a couple of feet off the road and began walking towards this river. Normally the trip from the road through the forest to the river bank, basically where the forest ended and you reach the river, it would take about 10 minutes. But after walking in this mangrove for maybe a minute, they were already standing in river water. It was only a couple of inches of this water, but it signaled to the guys that clearly the river is very swollen from all of the recent rains, enough so that it overflowed beyond its natural boundaries and it's flooded the mangrove forest. But the three guys, they look at each other and think, meh, what's the big deal? I'm sure we'll be fine. And so the guys continued moving on, but as the mangroves began to thin out, they began to slow down dramatically because the riverbanks on the edges of the Finnis River were very steep. If you were
Look at this. Y'all tell me, chat, would you actually go out and be in this vicinity? Y'all tell me. If you just say, hey, I'm gonna wake up one day, I'm gonna be with my friends, we finna go out and chill. And they say we finna go on the water. And this is what they're referring to. Y'all finna go out? Or y'all finna stay in? Cause I'm staying in, bro. You see this? You can't even see anything in there. Like, look how big it is to go from pause. Look at the distance from one side to the other. And you're supposed to go from, for example, something tips your boat and you have to either swim to the other side. Do you not see the distance between both sides? And you're telling me you're going to make it through, nothing's going to happen. Nah, fam. Exactly. Hey, yo, what's good, Lone Rebel? Yeah, I'm staying in, bro. I'm not doing that. You look at that. And you know a lot of times there's something waiting in the water just to strike. Just being honest with y'all. Just being honest. I'm not going on the water. I'm not.
Standing on dry land if there was no flooding and you were right on the edge of the Finnis River, if you took even 1 or 2 steps into the river, you would slip down under the water and the water would be over your head. Now, as these guys are walking, because the ground is flooded with this black, brackish water, they couldn't see the ground, and so they couldn't tell where the drop-off into the river was. And so they began to slow down, and then when all the trees were practically gone, they knew they were close, and then one of them actually slipped and kind of tumbled down the edge for a second, but he turned and he grabbed one of the roots of the mangrove tree and pulled himself back up. And then the other two, after seeing this, they walked over and stood next to him, and the trio just stood there looking out at this pitch black looking river that was very clearly moving faster than normal because of all this excess rain.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of times when you go on the water and it's like you'll think that when you see trees on both sides, it's land. It's not necessarily that. Like a lot of times it's like trees but surrounded by water, so it is very dangerous to find yourself in those positions too because animals be lurking there too. Let's be fair.
But they kind of looked at each other and thought, you know what, it's not that big of a deal. You know, we'll hold on to the roots of these mangroves and lower ourselves over the embankment. We'll wash ourselves off, pull ourselves back up.
Why y'all need to go by the water to to wash off, bro. Like, I get it, y'all having fun and y'all want to go home. Cool. I'm not going and wash off anywhere. I'm just gonna go back to the. Nah, bro. This is dumb. This is dumb. Like, why? For what? You're telling me you're gonna go wash off on a river. So all that's gotta happen is something's gotta get your arm and you're already tumbling in. That's all it takes. I'm not going by the water at all. If I'm by in any body of water, and that's a big if, I'm going back to the car and wash off there. Or I'm just gonna wait till I get home. I'm not doing that. Facts, Alec, just go home and take a shower. That's it.
No big deal. And so they each turned around and grabbed a root of one of the many mangrove trees that marked the edge of this forest. And while holding on, they would lower their
Bro,
lower
look at
half
this. Do you
down.
not see this? Why am I going to put myself in a position like this? Why? Like, seriously, like, I'm being for real right now. Like, for real. I'm not doing that.
Past the embankment until they were submerged. They rubbed all the mud off of themselves, being very careful not to let go of the mangrove at any point.
You're telling me
and then as
they gonna take a shower. You got one hand on this branch while you're washing or whatever. They just can't go home and do that. They just can't go home and take a shower like a normal person would. They gotta do it right here and there. They can't just get in their car, be a little muddy for maybe like 30, 40 minutes, and get home, and everything's good. I know I'm not a rocket scientist, but it don't take a lot to do that.
they were about to finish up and pull themselves back up and get back to their truck, Brett loses his balance and somehow lets go of the mangrove root and slips down the steep embankment, and suddenly the current takes him away from his friends and out to the middle of this river, and before long he's getting pulled downstream. And so he yells out to Ashley and Sean, who had their backs turned to him. They turn around, they see their friend, and they instinctively leap into the river to try to go get him and help swim him back to the side. Now all three of them...
You see this? You see what I'm talking about? He, for whatever reason, he lets go, and now he's in the water, floating downstream, and now his friends got to come after to come get him. What is going on here? What is going on here? Leo, what are your what are your opinion on Kenny Omega winning the AEW title last night? Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I know it's gonna lead to something really good. Potentially, I think we could do Kenny, MJF, and then Will Ospreay, triple threat, all in.
Were very competent swimmers, and so this was not a high panic situation. This was more like a inconvenience and maybe a little bit funny, and so that's why they leapt in no problem. They figured, you know, worst case scenario is we'll drift somewhere down there and we'll get out and we'll walk our way back to our car. But as soon as Sean and Ashley were free floating in this river, they felt how strong this current was, and it was way stronger.
And that's even worse when you're in the water and it's a current at that. Do you not know it's hard to navigate when you're swept up in like a current, and now it's like pushing you one way while you're trying to go a different way? Like, nah, bro.
Anticipating, and so they actually started to get a little bit worried, and they looked up ahead of them, and Brett, who had been in the water for 10 or 15 seconds before they leapt in, he had already moved way farther downstream than them. And so they decided, you know what, we have to get out, but we need to get to Brett first. We all need to get out at the same place. And so they decide they're going to swim downstream, meet up with Brett, and then get the heck out of that river as fast as they possibly can. And so they yell out to Brett, hey, we're coming to get you, and they start swimming as fast as they possibly can, and with the help of the current, they manage to get all the way up to Brett relatively quickly, maybe a couple of minutes. And when they reach him, Sean and Ashley go in front of Brett, and then the three of them, they stop actively swimming, and they allow the current to just kind of carry them downstream. And as they're drifting, they begin scouting the left side of the river for a solid clump of mangrove trees they can swim into, because unless there's something to grab onto on the edge of this river, they can't pull themselves out. And so at this point, the trio is definitely uncomfortable being in the water because of how strong that current is, but they're confident they're going to find a viable landing spot and they're going to get out of here and it will be a great story.
That's a big
so Sean is in the front, Ashley is right behind him, and then Brett is behind Ashley. And they're all about an arm's length away from each other. And they're drifting down this river for a couple of minutes. They're looking on the left side for a viable landing spot. And then all of a sudden, Ashley just yells out, "Hey, I see something in the water. We need to get out. Find the nearest tree. Get out, get out, get out." And so Sean, he starts panicking. He doesn't even turn around to see what's going on behind him. Adrenaline kicks in and he swims as fast as he possibly can to a tree that's popped out of the river. It's literally growing in the middle of the river. And so he swims up to this tree. He manages to climb
Now, I remember
up to
this
the first
scene
fork.
specifically from Blackwater. I remember this scene specifically. I remember this scene specifically from Blackwater. It's been a minute since I watched this movie, but I remember this scene from them, all three of them being in the tree.
Of the tree, which is maybe 6 or 8 feet above the water. And as soon as he's up there, he turns around and looks down and he sees Ashley. He reaches down and he hoists Ashley up to the first fork with him. And then the pair turn around again to grab Brett, but Brett's not there. And so they look around, they're thinking, okay, did Brett not make it to the tree? Did the current pull him around? Is he at some other tree? You know, they're yelling out for him, they're looking for him, but there's no Brett. And so they're talking to each other, Ashley and Sean. They're saying, "Hey, did he call out? Did you hear something? Did he give some indication about where he was going?" And they're saying, "No, I don't know where he is." And so they start climbing up the tree a little bit and trying to look down and up the river to see if maybe they can see him. And then all of a sudden, Sean notices something yellow flash beneath them in the water. And so he looks straight down and he sees this yellow thing down there. And so he nudges Ashley and he says, "Look." And so Ashley looks down, and as they're looking, they're about 10 feet off the water at this point. They see this yellow thing start rising up to the surface. Now, the water is so dark, they really can't tell what anything is unless it is at the surface. And so they're watching this yellow thing, and suddenly it comes out of the water, and they see it's Brett. He's got his yellow jacket on. That's what they saw. And Brett is in the mouth of a 13-foot-long saltwater crocodile. He is face down and his left side is being held in this animal's mouth and he's not moving. And so Sean and Ashley are so scared, they're just frozen. They're just staring.
All he had to do was go home and take a shot like a normal person would, and look what happens. Look what happened. In the mouth of a 13-foot saltwater crocodile. Good God Almighty. Yo, come on, fam. R.P. Brett, bro. Sheesh. I feel bad for Sean and Ashley because they have to see this. They're going to be traumatized seeing this and in the aftermath, or whatever the case may be. Because now they had to witness that. That's going to be in their mind now, but they got to be in survival mode now. Oh,
at this monster that's in the water, that's holding their friend underwater, and they can't do anything about it. And for 2 minutes, they just stand there looking at this animal, wondering what's going to happen. And for those entire 2 minutes, the crocodile stared right back up at Ashley and Sean as if it was showing them what.
Oh, yeah, he was on a mission. That crocodile was on a mission, bro. He was hungry, and he had a mission to get every last one of them. He already got Brett. Now he wants to get Ashley and Sean. Oh yeah, he want him a full course meal tonight. He said, It's been a long time since I've had a good meal, and now I got the first appetizer of my meal, and now I need the other two to finish it.
What it was going to do to them once they got in the water. That I've done this to your friend, I'm getting you to as well. And so they're staring at this animal when suddenly it just kind of goes underneath the water, back down into the black abyss, and it, along with Brett, just disappear. Ashley and Sean are so terrified that they can't even grieve for their friend.
No,
they can't feel sad for him. It's like they just go into survival mode. And without saying anything to each other, they just start climbing up this tree as fast and as far as they possibly can. and they only managed to get up maybe a couple more feet to 2 more branches. One's at about 10 or 12 feet off the water, and the other is at about 15 feet off the water. And so Sean makes it onto the lower branch, and then Ashley makes it onto the slightly higher branch. And then once they're situated on their branch and one arm is firmly wrapped around the trunk of the tree, they're able to kind of breathe for a second and take stock of their situation. And even though, of course, the elephant in the room here is that their friend was just eaten by a crocodile, but it's like they can't process that yet. Instead, they start talking about, okay, well, our families, they're going to recognize our absence and they're going to tell the police, and the police are going to launch a search and they're going to come find us. Both of them were confident, or they acted confident, that that was going to happen. But they also knew that there was no timeline for this. It could be hours or days until this actually happened. And so as these two teens are sitting on their branches, the reality of their situation really started to come crashing down on them. Because yeah, they're safe in this tree, but how long can they possibly stay in this tree for? I mean, eventually they're going to need to fall asleep. And if they fall asleep, are they going to fall out of the tree and land in the water with this crocodile? I mean, they just didn't know how this was going to turn out. And so as the two began comforting each other, you know, reassuring each other that, oh no, it's going to be just fine. Someone's going to find us tonight or tomorrow. We'll be just fine. As they're doing that, Ashley suddenly stops talking to Sean and just looks straight down. And so Sean realizes what Ashley's doing, and he matches his gaze, and he looks straight down, and at the base of their tree in that black water is the 13-foot-long saltwater crocodile. It's back, and it no longer has Brett in its mouth. They have no idea where Brett is.
What you mean you don't know where he is? He's in the belly of the beast. That's where he is. He's in the belly of the beast. That man gone. He's a goner. It's your G's. He got packed up. Natural selection. That's exactly what happened. If only 3 friends could go back in time and not go towards water, just go home and shower facts. That's all they had to do, bro. That's all they had to do. All they had to do was just go home, take a shower, and everything would have been fine. At least at home, you ain't got to worry about this monster being in the vicinity.
He's just gone. Saltwater crocodiles are considered the most aggressive and dangerous crocodiles in the world. And they are one of only 2 crocodile species that will actively hunt humans when given a chance. And so these two teens are helpless in this tree. All they have is some separation from the black water and this animal down below. And so they just find themselves staring straight down at this crocodile. And in turn, this crocodile just stares right back up at them. It's very clearly waiting for them. It wants them to come out of the tree so it can eat them. And so the crocodile just continuously repositions itself all around the tree. It's just keeping the top of its head out of the water so its eyes can look up at them. And so the teens are just praying that at some point it will grow tired of them and will leave. And after several hours, right as the sun is about to set, this crocodile does seem to give up on them, and it drifts under the water and disappears. After a couple of minutes, Sean, who was on the slightly lower branch, decides he doesn't want to be any closer to the water than he needs to be, and he's going to climb up to Ashley's branch. And so he very carefully stands up on his branch. He makes sure he's got solid footing, and then he reaches up and he grabs a branch with his right hand, and he kind of tests it, and he feels like it's pretty sturdy, and then he puts all his weight on it and tries to reach for another branch.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website.
When this one breaks. And as soon as that branch broke, Sean tumbled 10 feet into the water. And so he hits the water, he goes all the way under, he sinks a few feet under, and immediately he's turned around and he's trying to swim as fast as he can to the surface, and he's just expecting at any moment this crocodile is going to bite him. He gets to the surface and he looks around. It's a little bit dark, but he can immediately see his tree, and he realizes the current has pulled him away from his tree. And so in a panic, he starts swimming and kicking his legs as hard as he possibly can to get back to this tree. And he knows the whole time he's kicking his legs, he's just attracting the attention of this crocodile, but he's got nothing else he can do. He's got no other tree he can reasonably get to that will provide safety from this animal. And so with every ounce of energy he's got, he kicks and swims, and finally he manages to grab a root of this tree that his friend is still inside of, and he begins pulling himself with his lower half still submerged in the water. And so as he's dragging himself towards the trunk of this tree, he's just waiting for this crocodile to bite down on his legs, and finally he gets to the trunk of the tree and he's able to pull his body out of the water, and he clambers up to that original branch he was on. And then he and Ashley work to get him up to Ashley's branch. Right. And as soon as he sits down next to Ashley and he's secure, they both look down, and just a little ways away from the tree, basically in the area where Sean had just landed in the water, they see, with the little light that is left, this crocodile swimming right back over to the tree, and it camps out right underneath. Sean,
he got there literally in the nick of time. That crocodile said, I taste human scent in my water right now. Let me go see what this is about.
Had gotten out just in time. When the sun finally did set about 10 or 15 minutes later, it became pitch black. There's no ambient light in this part of the world. There aren't any buildings or cities close enough to this area, and so it is truly pitch black. And so they could no longer see the crocodile down below. But they knew it was there because periodically they would hear it repositioning itself right underneath them. Also, because it was so dark, the two teens could not actually see each other. And so they began holding on to each other.
Do you not know
and
how
then
scary that is? You have no light. You can't see each other. You can't look down, but you hear that the croc is still there. You know the presence of the croc is still there because you hear it. There's no light. There's no buildings that's giving any type of light to this part or anything. That's scary. So now you got to survive through the night, and you can't see. You can't even see the person that's right in front of you. You can't see what's down below. Do you not know how scary that is? And now you're in the process to now you're already in survival mode. You have to sleep on a tree and hoping and praying you don't make the wrong move and fall in. Oh, nah, bro.
Either of them moved, they would announce their movement to the other, just so they knew they had not fallen asleep and were not falling out of the tree to a horrible death. And so a few hours went by like this, where it was silence with the exception of the sounds of this crocodile repositioning itself periodically. A little after midnight, a huge storm rolled into this area, and it began absolutely downpouring, and the raindrops that were hitting the river were so loud that the teens could no longer hear the sound of this crocodile. And so they had no idea if it was still down below them or not. But every time lightning would strike, it would illuminate the sky for that flash of a second. And in that flash, they would look down and there would be the crocodile. After several hours of this super intense downpour, the two teens also started to become concerned that all this additional rain could raise the water level of the river all the way up high enough that this crocodile might be able to jump out and reach their legs. But because it was so dark, they couldn't actually see the top of the water. And so they had no way of knowing if the water levels were actually rising or not. And so they both kind of sucked their legs up onto this branch and tried to make themselves as small as they could while still remaining anchored to each other and also to the branch. And that's how they sat for the next several hours, just hoping they would survive the night. Finally, when the sun came up that following morning, the teens immediately noticed that the crocodile was still right below them, just lurking.
Look at that stare, bro. What are you gonna do if you see a croc just in the water staring at you with this look? And he just waiting for you. He's just waiting. He's waiting for you to make the wrong move just to be in his vicinity, in his grasp where he can get you. Bro, first off, I'm gonna be talking so much mess, bro. It's not even funny. I might be checked out at that point, but I'm gonna be talking some mess at that point. I'm not gonna hold you. Cause he's just torturing us now. He's torturing y'all. Nah, fam. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. This, like I said, natural selection. Natural selection already chose Brett here. Now, natural selection is trying to select two more people. Absolutely not.
At the base of the tree waiting for them, and they also noticed the water level of the river had clearly come up quite a bit. And so if they weren't rescued soon, there was a good chance that another heavy rainstorm, that crocodile would be in range of them, and there was nowhere they could go. They were as high up as they could get. Not to mention the fact they were hypothermic.
With it raining, it's flooding too, so now the water's rising, and now it's getting to the point where they can't be saved at this point. Oh nah, fam.
They were weak, they were tired, and if you fall asleep, you're going to fall in the water. And so the two teens, they knew they did not have much time left. Luckily, at 10 a.m. that morning, they heard the sound of a police officer who was out in the
They
mangrove
probably won't
forest.
have
It
cell
turned
phone
out
service.
their
Nah,
families
especially
had
that deep
recognized
in the
their absence.
wilderness.
They had called the police, and that morning, a search had been launched. They had found their truck and then had been walking down the river yelling out to them, and then they finally did find them.
Playing on iPhone? Now you can play unlocked with Google Play Games on PC.
Initially, when they located these two teens stuck in the tree, they called in a helicopter to hover over them and lower down a ladder that could climb back up. But when the helicopter got close to this tree, the rotor wash from the spinning blades, it practically blew the boys out of the tree, and this crocodile was still in the water. The rescuers could see it, the boys could still see it, and so there was this fear that the helicopter would literally send them into the water to their death. And so they had to abandon the helicopter approach. However, the blades of that helicopter did ultimately scare this crocodile, and the crocodile swam away. And so as soon as the helicopter was off station, they had a boat come in, and the boat got right underneath the two boys. They jumped down into it, and they were brought to safety. The two boys were brought to a hospital where doctors determined they were physically okay, but both of them were severely traumatized from what they had just been through. As for Brett, despite an exhaustive search of that river, they never found his body or any of his clothing or any belongings he had on him, and they never found the crocodile that killed him. So that's going to do it, guys. If you...
I mean, they did play a lot of dumb games, though. They did play a lot of dumb games. Because, like, you all you had to do is go home and take a shower and none of this would happen. It was simple. I mean, I'm trying to sympathize with him here, but it's like when you make mistakes like that, how can I sympathize for you? I get it, people want to have fun, but it's like you gotta think about stuff like that in the back of your head. Like, you in an area, you in a place where animals are not afraid to attack. And they made it very clear earlier in the video that saltwater crocodiles are the most aggressive of their species, and they actively will attack a human and try to hunt a human if they see a opportunity open the door for them. If the opportunity presents itself, they will not hesitate. Again, natural selection. What more do I need to tell you? But RIP, Brett, though, like, it still sucks you went out that way. Shout out to Sean and Ashley. Hopefully they were able to recover from all this, and I'm pretty sure it's going to take years of therapy, but hopefully they got the help they needed to be able to process everything and move past everything and navigate through all that, because that is a moment in time, and I don't think I would wish on anybody, just because it's like, it's one thing to go out on natural causes, but it's another thing to go out and to know that you were attacked by an animal. Yeah, bro, that honestly, that sucks if you ask me. But like, I don't know, bro. I for real though, I I want to sympathize, bro. I really do. I do want to sympathize with them, but plus they were only teens. Yeah, I mean they're teens, so you can't really say too much about them. You really can't say too much. You know what I mean? But like, you should know. I mean, what were their parents though? I mean, they had their own vehicle, so they had to be at least like, maybe 18, 19. You know what I mean? So they shouldn't been like too far behind or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, for real. To be in a situation like that, I don't know. Like, guys, like, mind you, I don't think people was really finna go and just sit there and just allow that to happen. So we finna watch this next video. It says 7 wrestlers that we called up in the worst way possible. So we finna check this out. Were they college kids? It doesn't say. It didn't say that they were.
Don't make that guy for an ultra?
So we finna check this out. 7 wrestlers that we called up in the worst way. I ain't gonna lie, chat. There's been so many wrestlers that I didn't see get caught up in the worst way possible. I'm not finna even hold you, chat. So we finna go back down. We finna react to this, though.
One of the best net positives of having NXT as a WWE developmental system is that you can pick a brand new favorite wrestler and go, oh my gosh, one day they are going to be called up to Raw or SmackDown, and what is WWE going to do? Now really all that matters is that we do get there eventually, which sometimes isn't the case. So hello my friends, I hope you are doing well, because on behalf of What Culture Wrestling, I am Simon Miller. This is 7 wrestlers WWE called up in the first very possible. Number 7, DIY. So some people are just made for each other, and you do see that a lot in professional wrestling. And yes, of course, we're going to take Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano and twist them together.
Granted, they became tag champions, though. But then again, it's like, they should have been multiple tag team champions. I think with the feud that they had in NXT was pretty good, in my personal opinion. It probably was like at that time, people were literally making the comparisons to like Shawn Michaels, Triple H. So the fact that they couldn't, revitalize that and rejuvenate that and put that on the main roster, I don't understand how they could not do that. And now we know Tommaso Ciampa, he's in AEW. He's doing his own thing. He just got a match with Chris Jericho, which he won yesterday at the time recording doing the stream. He beat Chris Jericho at Beach Break. And then all you got Johnny Gargano doing is planking. You're telling me the guy that was Johnny Takeover, Johnny Wrestling, at that time probably one of the best in the world when it came to in-ring, a believable babyface. Some people make the comparison a second coming of Daniel Bryan. You're telling me he goes from that to planking? Bro, come on, bro. What are we doing?
If you have never seen their feud in NXT, you need to do that yesterday. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. And even that cinematic match. Listen, it was the pandemic. Nobody knew what they were doing. But all things considered, I give it a plus. But it was too long. It really is the stuff of legend, though, and arguably the best thing that WWE has ever produced down in NXT. DIY were also a great unit, and they always have been, but that's where the problem was. They had already been embroiled in one of the most bitter, fierce, emotionally draining rivalries for over 2 years when Vince McMahon went, nobody cares about that. I would prefer to have them as a duo, so we just did that and hoped that we wouldn't notice. But of course we noticed. We're massive geeks and nerds. It was just such a shame because, of course, you want that continuity. And even if you were happy to ignore it, eventually we should have broken these two guys up and redone that program on the main roster. But of course we didn't. And really, while DIY did have some great matches, the stories never really got to where they should have been. I mean, if nothing else, it just told people you do not need to worry about what happens on NXT unless you're exclusively going to watch NXT. It also created a fear that any kind of persona or story that was being created down at NXT could be forgotten about at a moment's notice. And once again, what is professional wrestling?
Speaking of which,
it's about
if y'all had to come up with a Mount Rushmore for like NXT right now, like who would y'all have on y'all Mount Rushmore for NXT? Because for me, I'm not gonna lie, like it's hard to kind of come up with like my 4, but like Johnny Gargano is on my Mount Rushmore for a fact. I gotta put Johnny, I gotta put Adam Cole, I gotta put Finn Balor. I mean, those are 3. Maybe you can make the case for like a Tommaso considering like his heel work, but like, bro, I think for me, I gotta go Johnny, I gotta go Adam Cole, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. That's like my 4 from like Mount Rushmore. And if I would say honorable mention, I would put Tommaso Ciampa, but I know a lot of people would put Tommaso Ciampa in like their Mount Rushmore for NXT for sure.
Investing, you don't want to live in fear that's about to be thrown out the window. Number 6, Odyssey Jones. Now, Odyssey Jones is a weird one because he was in the WWE system for such a long time, people didn't really know what WWE was going to do. It's not like he was a Sol Ruka or Obafemi either, where people were desperate to see him on the main roster. We assumed it was going to happen at some point, but once again, there was a big question mark over the top. After suffering defeat to Dijak on the 4th of April 2023 episode of NXT, however, Jones from nowhere did find himself being called up to Monday Night Raw. It kind of felt like he could have done more stuff down at NXT to just give him a bit more of a concrete base, but even putting him in the New Day, alright, that was different, and people started to speculate maybe this is how we get some cracks in that group. And don't forget what we did in the latter part of 2024. It still felt totally random though because it came from nowhere, and then yes, just as this was getting going, he was let go based on activity that happened away from the ring in August 2024. So if you are keeping track, that was around about 3 weeks. And nobody really knows what did go on outside of the ring. I don't want to speculate here because it's not fair, and there are wildly different stories out there. But given that this list is about the worst possible call-ups, I mean, getting called up, being put in one of the most iconic groups of all time, and then vanishing straight away? It's just kind of weird. Number 5, EC3. So EC3 felt like somebody that Vince McMahon would have looked at and gone, oh my gosh, this is everything I want in a future WWE champion, and gone out of his way to make it work. Look at a Randy Orton, right? Everyone thought that was going to happen with Ethan Carter III. I mean, he was so made for what WWE wanted on the main roster at the time, it almost felt like he shouldn't have even been in NXT, and that maybe even it wasn't that good of a fit. Some people are just built for specific things. It also helped as well that EC3 had been a major player in TNA because it showed he got all this sports entertainment nonsense and did have it down, which is why when the trigger was finally pulled and it didn't work, well, it was totally baffling, and dare I said,
I don't know how they didn't do nothing with EC3. You would think they would do something with EC3. You would think that they was going to do something with EC3, to be fair with y'all. Like, I'm being so serious. There's no way they don't do anything with EC3. And then he goes to main roster. He didn't even compete for any of the titles, I don't think. He didn't compete for the US or IC. All they had him, they didn't do anything with him. They had him do this feud with Dean Ambrose, now known as John Moxley, on his way out. And then that didn't do him any favors, and then he started doing 24/7 title stuff. So it's like, as soon as I seen that, I knew it was over.
Because for whatever reason, EC3 was stripped of all his true assets, including being able to talk on a microphone. I mean, if you want to say the number one thing he had was promos, I would agree with you. But basically, his gimmick was one of a mute. I mean, he barely said anything. As such, his stature on the main roster and reputation with fans started to go the opposite way, because it'd be like having an ice cream and giving it to someone, but telling that person,
get exclusive Mortal Kombat 2 wallpapers for your PC.
you're not allowed to eat the ice cream, so now you've got the ice cream as some kind of art. Nobody wants that, you want to stick it in your face. You could tell that EC3 was getting frustrated about this as well, especially when he just had to chase the 24/7 championship every single week, when eventually he was let go from the company in less than a year. And listen, you cannot put this on EC3's shoulders. Somebody should have allowed him to be the best version of himself. Exactly. Otherwise, what are we doing to begin with? So this really was dumb. I mean, he did have momentum from NXT, and once again, we threw it down the toilet. Number 4, Karrion Kross. It's quite clearly Triple H saw a lot in Karrion Kross and basically made him the main character of NXT. I mean, he would crush fools, and once again, it kind of felt like when he does get called up to the main roster, as long as we copy and paste this, everything is going to be fine. This is where you can probably hazard.
That's all they had to do was just continue what they were doing on NXT and just bring it up to the main roster and just expound it upon it, but they didn't do that. I'm seeing what he's been doing in MLW, and I still am baffled how they couldn't know and understand what to do with Karrion Kross. Like, this was a guy that was presented as a presence and a force to be reckoned with in NXT, right? He was NXT champion twice, I believe. And then he goes to main roster. They start changing everything about him in his first initial run. He gets released. He gets brought back only to do nothing. And then they did the whole Final Testament thing, but that really didn't go anywhere, let's be fair. And then he got released again. So it's like, how are we supposed to get invested in characters if you're not really giving us stories or giving them stories to be proud of and doing something that they can sink their teeth into? Because it comes off as a thing. It's like, if the WWE doesn't care about these characters and showing us why we should care about these characters, then we're not going to. It really comes down to the simple thing is if you don't care, then why should we?
I guess that Triple H and Vince McMahon saw things very differently, because when push did come to shove and Karrion Kross did get called up, well, to this day, even though it happened years ago, I have no idea what anybody was thinking. Now, do not forget when he did debut on Raw, he was still the NXT champion, but WWE decided to butcher his entrance. I mean, where was Scarlett? She just wasn't there, and there was no monochrome weird colour thingamajig. That was out the window too. He was also put in the ring with Jeff Hardy, who was not exactly finding his feet at that time. He'd only won 2 matches in 6 months, both against Cedric Alexander. It did make everybody assume that Karrion Kross was just going to beat Mr. Hardy, but nope, Jeff beat him in less than 2 minutes. So not only did that basically tell the main audience you don't need to care about this guy.
And it's like you bury your own NXT champion in the process. I get it. It was cool. It was a cool moment to see Jeff Hardy come back, especially with the No More Words theme. But it's like, but then you just ruined your top guy of NXT. So going back, people didn't care about him. When he went back to NXT, people did not care.
But it made the entire NXT roster look ridiculous because once again, this was the champion. Let's not forget either that when we tried to hit reset on this, Karrion Kross came out dressed this way. I don't know whether he's meant to be a gladiator, I don't know whether he's meant to be a soldier, but he does look like some kind of a gimp. I shouldn't have said that, but it could be one of the worst rebrandings in WWE history. And sooner rather than later, Karrion Kross got let go once again through no fault of his own. What kind of booking was this? You meant to take somebody and push the strengths and hide the weaknesses, and we just went and made a bunch of pap-up. Number 3, the Ascension. So I will die on this hill, even though people like to argue it sometimes. If WWE wants to get on the main roster,
and this
just
is the thing with the Ascension. Ascension had potential because like they were booked strong in NXT as the NXT Tag Team Champions, and they held those championships for 270-ish days, something like that. But like they could have really been something. They really could have been something special, and they could have really stood out. I think, especially at the time they were on when they got moved up to the main roster, and this was like 2015. So they could have stood out as far as like how they present themselves and their characters and stuff like that. But it didn't go anywhere, bro. It really didn't, and it felt fast to the point where they would start doing stuff with Stardust and all that type of stuff. It's just, bro.
How they were treated on NXT, everything would have been fine, but instead Vince McMahon basically went, we should make you a parody of old school wrestling, and JBL on commentary is just gonna take shots. Because I absolutely remember seeing them down in NXT and just thinking they were so damn cool, and they had a badass entrance, when deep down in your tum-tum you could be like, oh my gosh, why don't we just sell these guys like the second coming of the Road Warriors? I understand the Legion of Doom are some of the best of all time, but even if you can get a tiny teeny piece of magic from that, you're gonna do alright. The Ascension were also former NXT Tag Team Champions, so you could have thrown that in the vault as well. And even on their last match down in NXT, they decimated Enzo and Cass in 60 seconds because they were meant to be a throwback and you were meant to be intimidated by them. It was like Demolition and the Ultimate Warrior pushed into one. When they eventually got to SmackDown though, yes, the commentary team of Michael Cole and JBL laughed at them going, ha ha ha, look at them ripping off all these tag teams from yesteryear, and let's not pretend that the Ascension are as good as them, and it just became absolutely ludicrous. If you have been presented in a certain way in NXT and it has worked, why the flub would you get to Raw and SmackDown and do a 180? It just left their reputation in tatters too because they were never able to get their revenge, and then before they did get the released, they were basically cartoons. I have no idea what we were thinking. Number 2, Lars Sullivan. So given recent comments I did see about Lars Sullivan, I want to make it clear this is not a nice human being, not a nice individual. No. And in fact, a lot of words that do come out of his mouth are borderline offensive, or screw that, full on offensive, so we shouldn't really give him the time of day. Still though, a few years ago when he was in NXT, he was booked like a beast.
I'm not going to say anything about it.
He went on a 6-match unbeaten streak in his first solo run, including defeating Roderick Strong, and look at his first takeover booking. He was going after the North American Championship in a star-studded ladder match. Somebody pulled the trigger quick. There were some encouraging signs as well, because it felt like Sullivan was doing well in NXT, and again, look at him. That is somebody that's always going to succeed on the main roster, because if anybody liked old-school, tough, weird-looking big guys, it was Vince McMahon. So it was no surprise when rumors began to surface that he was being considered for a monster push on the main roster, and at one point was even considered to face John Cena at WrestleMania 35. Thank goodness we didn't do that because the cracks started to appear. No, I'm not talking about the fact that Lars apparently suffered from extreme anxiety, because we can all understand that. And given that the WWE is a global brand, it's perfectly reasonable that somebody could be backstage thinking to themselves, oh my gosh, this is a big opportunity, and I don't want to let myself or my work colleagues down. He also wasn't somebody that had been on the independent circuit, so all of a sudden had gone from nothing to everything. And all this did mean there was a mini delay. Not like it mattered though, because eventually he did debut by attacking Kurt Angle on Raw, and it's flipping Kurt Angle, man. He had recently retired, but he was a flipping super duper whooper star. He also went after Rey Mysterio and the Hardys to sort of get this gimmick over when things got way worse and were basically unforgivable. Because past remarks of a racist, sexist and homophobic variety began to surface, and genuinely some of these were absolutely appalling, when he also suffered a knee injury after just his second match, and he was going to be out for 16 months. Instead, WWE decided to cut their losses after 3, and really that does go back to these message boards posts. If you are going to put these kind of opinions out there, well, you absolutely do not deserve to have a run in WWE. Nope. Number 1, Dominic Dijak. So Dominic Dijak was one of the most...
This could have been a huge star for the main roster, and it still irritates me that he gets called up and gets released. I don't even know if he competed on main event. I'm not even talking about main event, but like the fact that they didn't have a feud or anything for him. When I think of that, it's like, why would you bring him to the main roster if you don't have a plan in place for him? It's just like, at that point, just leave him in NXT. He was having banger matches with NXT. I still think of the match that he had, I think it was Stand Deliver 2024? I think it was 2024. It was him, what was it, Brooks Jensen, or no, Josh Briggs. It was Josh Briggs, Obafemi, Dijak. That match was fire, bro. And the fact is, he gets called to the main roster and they do nothing with him at all. What are we talking about? This was a guy that was put in match of the year candidate with literally anybody they put him up against. They had the match with him and Keith Lee. That was a banger. Yeah, I know they did the whole thing with Retribution, but I'm talking when he went back down to NXT, he rejuvenated his career, and he was finding himself again. He gets brought back to the main roster, which could have been a second chance at the main roster, but they do nothing.
Popular performers that NXT had, but you kind of had the suspicion that maybe fans believed in him more than those behind the scenes. He was involved in title scenarios for the NXT North American and Tag Team titles without winning any of them, but even through all that, he remained incredibly popular with the audience because he was really good. I mean, you want to talk about big men slapping man meat, then flying around the ring. That's what Dijak could do. It was super exciting when he got called up to the main roster as well, before you realised he was going to be a part of Retribution. Well, that stable felt like a massive misfire from the beginning, and also Dijak lost his cool name and got renamed T-Bar. This happened years ago, and I still don't understand what a T-Bar is. Most people could tell that Retribution was totally doomed, so surprise, surprise, eventually Dijak went back to NXT, when he got called up again, and WWE did nothing. I still don't understand this one. He basically was hanging out in the background when we learnt he had been let go. It was such a bizarre decision, because if anything, we needed brand new names on Raw or SmackDown. Dijak could go, and we didn't even give him an opportunity. It just meant both call-ups were absolutely done in the worst way possible, because you did not give him a chance. Remember when we made Mustafa Ali the head of Retribution for no reason whatsoever too? I don't know, man. And I guess the net positive is he did go back on the indie scene, and he's been totally smashing it ever since.
Yeah, he's been killing on indies.
Still kind of living hope he does get one proper run.
Bro been killing on the indies, bro. He's been killing on the indies and everything like that. I know I think he's one half of the MLW like tag champions and stuff like that currently right now with Baron Corbin, but I think Baron's on his way back to WWE. I don't know if that's going to be a thing when it does happen again. I'm not too sure about that. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Him and Baron Corbin as a tag team, yeah. I know about that much for sure. In MLW. So, we'll see. We'll see. But you guys, I was gonna record another video with you guys, but I do have to get going. So I was gonna record one more video. Maybe I'll just record it or do it the next time we do a stream like this, because I do plan to do another stream like this probably every week with you guys, where we'll just react to stuff. Maybe next week I'll do some horror stuff, some more wrestling stuff. I make sure both. Maybe I'll do another try not to laugh as well. So we'll see. But that is the end of the stream, you guys, and everything like that. I appreciate everybody that did tune in, and everything like that. But yeah, I will do another stream with you guys for sure, bro. We'll do another stream like this. I'll try to do one of these every week. We'll come on here, we'll just chill, react to stuff. Maybe we'll do some streams like this. We'll react to stuff, do some gaming stuff. We'll see. But that is the end of the stream, you guys. Make sure hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Thursday. Too sweet, hearty handshake, and I will see you guys in the next one. And yes, Alex, I will be streaming SmackDown tomorrow. Thank you for putting that out there. I will be streaming SmackDown tomorrow. I didn't stream it last week because it was pre-taped, so I didn't want to stream it because of that very fact. But now that it is now that it's back to 2 hours, I will start streaming SmackDown. So I will stream SmackDown tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that and everything like that. But with that being said, hope everybody has a great one, and I will see you guys in the next one. We're out.
Guess I'm locked in. Looking for a piece of mind. I've been trying to redefine life. I can see the signs. World is going to see me shine. Fighting for my soul's sake. Whipping fast, no brakes. Nothing's ever been a waste. Now that I've been wide awake. Luke's trying to pull me back in. I was stuck for a minute and forgot the passion. Since the lights turned on, it's been camera action. And you start to see it all like a chain reaction. Watch it happen, yeah. Swear that I'ma find my way. Past been gone, I'ma watch it all fade. Whoa, guess I'm going MIA from everybody's problems. Oh, guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and it's on my soul. Guess I'm locked in, guess I'm locked in. I got this, and that's on my soul. Time's moving, I've been losing track of where I've been. Had to quiet all the voices living in my head. I see the riches of the world, I'm not impressed. Know that I'm far from perfect, but trying my best. Looking up to the sky, feeling grateful. Boy, I had to walk away from the fake road. Can't believe I'm still